First and foremost, to me, LeBron officially passed Larry Bird and got into the top 5 when he won his final championship, his only championship in Cleveland. In my mind, he still has a way to go clearly to pass Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, 11 championships, 13 years, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
the captain.
And my heart just won't let him pass Magic just yet.
There's a crack in basketball's wall of immortality, one no number of rings, banners, or broken records can fix. It's the eternal question: who is the GOAT? What started as a sports debate has become a cultural wildfire, sparking arguments in barbershops, locker rooms, podcasts, and family dinners alike. Over 75 years of NBA greatness, countless legends have made their case, but only one man ever looked into the camera and declared, "I'm the greatest of all time." It wasn't Bill Russell, the king of championships. Not Kareem, whose skyhook defied the laws of time. Not Magic or Bird, who turned basketball into art. No, only LeBron James had the audacity to crown himself. In 2016, after pulling off the impossible by bringing Cleveland back from a 3-1 deficit to beat the 73-9 Warriors, LeBron dropped his bombshell, "That one right there made me the greatest." Instantly, the basketball world split in two, worship on one side, disbelief on the other. Because LeBron isn't just a player, he's a machine built from muscle, speed, and longevity. But here's the catch: since when do kings declare their own reign? When veterans like Chauncey Billups and Jalen Rose heard it, they didn't nod. They smiled and said, "Top 5? Sure, but number 1, not so fast." Because that throne, forged in blood, sweat, and 6 finals triumphs, still bears one name: Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Yet even that doesn't close the case. Billups, who battled all 3 legends, added his twist: "The most skilled player I've ever seen? Kobe Bryant." And in that moment, the room fell silent. Maybe the media crowned the wrong heir. Maybe the closest to Jordan's fire wasn't the king, but the Mamba, the relentless craftsman who turned precision into poetry. This is the storm of the GOAT debate. LeBron, the powerhouse of longevity; Kobe, the artist of obsession; and Jordan, the immortal who ruled by aura. The question remains: who truly touched basketball eternity?
Michael Jordan, when you talk about all NBA first team defensively, leading the league in scoring over 30 points per game, finals MVPs, championships, like the categories that you guys hold personal to you, like just another level to MJ's on.
Michael Jordan remains the standard that never bends. When Jalen Rose said LeBron had passed Larry Bird by bringing Cleveland its first title but still had a long way to go to reach Jordan, it wasn't just commentary, it was gospel. Because Jordan wasn't merely a winner, he was basketball perfection. 6 trips to the finals, 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, flawless. Pressure didn't crush him, it fueled him. His career scoring average still sits above 30 points per game, untouched by LeBron, Kobe, or anyone else. 10 scoring titles, a Defensive Player of the Year award, endless All-NBA and All-Defensive honors. And beyond the stats, there was something more: fear. Chauncey Billups once said LeBron's 2016 comeback was legendary, but one miracle doesn't eclipse a lifetime of domination. Jordan didn't stumble, rebuild, and rise again. He took the throne and never gave it back. No blown finals, no collapses, no excuses, just absolute control. That's why when LeBron called himself the GOAT, veterans who lived through Jordan's reign shook their heads. They remembered how teams lost to him before the game even started, suffocated by his aura alone. True greatness, they argued, isn't about surviving, it's about destroying doubt. LeBron has cracks, Jordan never did. That's what makes his legacy untouchable. Rose drew the line. Billups drove it home. When you stack scoring, defense, dominance, and invincibility together, Jordan doesn't just lead the pack, he transcends it. And the most telling part, he never had to claim the crown. The world did it for him.
I think MJ is the greatest of all time, but I think Kobe is more skilled than any player that's ever played that I've seen.
Kobe Bryant, the blacksmith of basketball. Then came the quote that shook the entire debate. Chauncey Billups leaned forward and dropped a bomb. "I think Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but Kobe Bryant is the most skilled player I've ever seen." The room fell silent. Because in that moment, the conversation changed. If Jordan was the unshakable standard and LeBron the superhuman built in a lab, Kobe was something else entirely. Pure artistry forged through obsession. Every movement he made felt crafted, not born. His footwork, a dance sculpted from Jordan's influence but sharpened into something even more precise. His fadeaway, smooth and merciless, impossible to stop even when you knew it was coming. His handle, clean and calculated, slicing through defenders like a surgeon. And behind all of it, endless hours of film study, Kobe dissecting opponents before dawn, searching for any weakness to exploit. He didn't have Jordan's massive hands or LeBron's superhuman build. What he had was craftsmanship, raw, deliberate, painful craftsmanship. Billups had faced all three, Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, and his verdict sent chills down every fan's spine. Kobe's skill surpassed them both. But skill came at a cost. Kobe endured heartbreak, finals losses, and years of rebuilding. He played through torn Achilles tendons, broken fingers, and fractures, never backing down. His greatness wasn't given. It was earned through suffering. Jordan crushed you before the game began. Kobe broke you slowly, possession by possession, until you drowned in his intensity. That relentless drive had a name, the Mamba mentality. It wasn't just about winning. It was about erasing weakness in himself and everyone around him. He turned every practice into a battlefield, every morning into a test. He might not have been Jordan's equal, but he was his closest echo, the purest reflection of that same relentless spirit. LeBron built his empire with power. Kobe built his with perfection. And so, the question still lingers. If basketball's truest measure is skill, was Kobe closer to the throne than LeBron ever was?
He's on the Mount Rushmore, in my opinion, but I can't put him at the top. There's no way I can put him at the top. And at the end of the day, and he talked about this, that win, beating that team, made him the greatest of all time.
LeBron James, the monument of survival. If Michael Jordan was the executioner and Kobe Bryant the artisan, then LeBron is the colossus, an immovable force forged from steel and storm. From the moment he entered the league as the chosen one, he looked like something out of a simulation glitch, a 6 feet 9 inches, 250-pound freight train that moved like a guard but hit like a tank. He combined Magic Johnson's vision with Karl Malone's frame, rewriting what a basketball body could be. And the results speak for themselves. The NBA's all-time leading scorer, surpassing Kareem's legendary mark, and piling up more points, rebounds, and assists than any forward in history. He's ruled across 4 decades, dominant as a teenager, in his 20s, his 30s, and still standing tall in his 40s. But with longevity came a curse, the weight of expectation and the sting of 6 finals losses across 10 trips. Those cracks in his record became the fuel for his critics. Jordan never allowed cracks. Kobe carried his and turned them into scars of pride. For LeBron, every loss was ammunition against his claim to the throne. Even Chauncey Billups, who praised him as the greatest physical specimen the league has ever seen, couldn't bring himself to call him the greatest player. His 2016 triumph over the 73-9 Warriors was monumental, a climb that defined his legacy. But as Billups hinted, conquering Everest isn't the same as ruling Olympus. Dominance isn't just about reaching the peak, it's about owning it, and that's the one summit LeBron has never fully claimed. LeBron's peak, though towering and historic, always felt shared, contested by shifting eras and rival legends. Yet his place in history is undeniable.